On June 17, 2019, U.S. News and Health described the tragic story about a young woman from Vancouver, Washington named Julia Berger. Julia was an incredibly intelligent young woman who was a valedictorian at her high school, received her master's degree, was heavily involved with the American Red Cross, and even knew 6 different languages. Needless to say, she was incredibly admired by her peers and her family for her incredible intelligence and the capability of her brain. Needless to say, when her husband slowly but surely noticed that her academic curiosity was declining, he became incredibly concerned, considering how intelligent Julia was. In 2016, Julia was taken to a doctor where she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. What made the disease so frustrating for Julia was not just that she couldn't perform daily tasks alone anymore, but also that she couldn't do things that she enjoyed, such as going outside and feeding the local birds. Julia was placed into a medical trial where it still shows unlikely that her circumstances with the disease will change. Julia and many people around the world struggle daily with the effects of memory loss related diseases, and so many people are incredibly negatively impacted by these diseases. According to the Alzheimer's Disease International in 2024, 55 million people worldwide are suffering from dementia. In 2050, it is predicted that that number is going to exponentially rise to 139 million people. Additionally, every 3 seconds, a new case of dementia is diagnosed. Today, I'm going to be telling you about how music may help to keep our brains young and prevent and/or manage memory loss related diseases. First, I'm going to be telling you about the nature and some of the effects of Alzheimer's disease. Then I'm going to be telling you about how music may help to keep our brains young. And finally, I'm going to be telling you about how music is so incredibly interconnected into the emotional portion of our brains. First, I'm going to be telling you some facts about the Alzheimer's disease in general. According to the National Institution of Aging in 2023, Alzheimer's disease directly impacts and impairs the memory portion of our brains. It affects the thinking, recollection, and reasoning portion of our brains, and even the portion of our brains that tells us appropriate behaviors. This makes daily life incredibly difficult, and daily tasks can even become so impossible that a daily caretaker may be required, making Alzheimer's not only emotionally and physically damaging to the patient, but also sometimes a financial burden. In the US, Alzheimer's disease is the 7th leading cause of death. This is making it a very prevalent topic for adults in America, and is affecting so many people and impacting their lives in so many negative ways. Now that I've told you some facts and the nature of Alzheimer's, I'm going to be telling you about how music may be used to help to keep our brains young. According to the Fisher Center for Alzheimer's Research, found in 2024 that music may help to improve our cognitive abilities, particularly in the sense regarding memory. There was a study named PROTECT that took 11,000 adults who were all 40 years and older and studied their cognitive abilities for 10 years. They compared and contrasted everybody's cognitive abilities and discovered that those with long-term musical exposure had been found to have better cognitive abilities compared to those who had not. This is an incredibly useful piece of information, as it can be used to show how music can be a new tool to help us young adults and adults getting older prevent potential memory loss related diseases, or maybe even to manage them that have already been diagnosed. Memory loss related diseases directly attacks the neurological connections within our brain, and music has been shown to actually strengthen these neurological connections. Things such as playing in a choir or long-term playing a musical instrument within this study had been shown to improve cognitive abilities greatly. However, passive musical listening did not show as much improvement within the cognitive abilities. On the other hand, patients with memory loss related diseases such as Alzheimer's had been shown to have improved moods and emotional states when shown and listened to music that they had previously liked or enjoyed. Now that I've told you about how music may help to keep our brains young, I'm going to be telling you about how interconnected music is to our emotional portions of our brain. According to Psychology Today in 2025, music is directly interlinked to our emotions. Oftentimes, when a large event happens in our lives, we find reflection of that emotion that we felt within music. Naturally, our brains oftentimes connect that music that we listened to at that time that we connected with said events. This directly can result in reoccurring emotions and reoccurring memories from when we listen to this music. Music can also directly play a part in the nostalgic portion of our brains and the emotion of nostalgia that really deals with memory. Music can leave a direct impact on us and can even alter our emotional states or reduce stress. This just shows how directly interconnected music can be to the emotional functions of our brain, even in regards to memory. Today I told you about some facts in the nature of Alzheimer's disease. Then I told you about how music can be used as a tool to help manage or even prevent memory loss related diseases like Alzheimer's. And then I told you about how directly interconnected music is to our emotions and how it can tap into our memories. People like Julia Berger suffer every day from memory loss related diseases, and new, groundbreaking, innovative studies, such as the one like PROTECT, can show how we can use science to help prevent certain things and certain memory loss related diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia that many people globally are suffering with.